guys? Can y'all tell me if they are? Because I clicked them off before I started. It's 36 here. Ooh. But, I mean, here in Texas, it can be different things. Yes, awesome. Great. Awesome. So, if you are new here, thank you guys for 10.9 thousand likes. They're off. Perfect. Okay. If you are new to me and to this page, no, you can do it after, Michelle. It's fine. This is just going to be an introductory night. I was still debating if I was going to do this every week or every other week. The response that I've received for a Boundaries series was phenomenal. So we're going to do it weekly, every Tuesday, 7:45. I already have the event. So when I do a Boundaries on Tuesday, before I go live, I already have the event for the next Tuesday already on, which next Tuesday's event is in my bio. You can register for it. I really appreciate you guys when you do register because it tells me about how many people are going to be here. Because typically when we actually start lessons next week, it gauges how much information I'm going to actually put into it versus not. Because when you have like, my mental health lives would be anywhere from 20 people to 4,000 people last year. So it makes a huge difference. But the survey helps me. Basically, this is what it looks like. I'll show you guys. And it's in my bio. So here we go. So, and this is, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just me. So this is then, it's on my link page. It just has your name, TikTok username. And then it's got like your contact email. And then it's got a couple questions like where you want to work at, like work in Boundaries and things of that nature. And then that helps me get to know you guys. And as a collective whole, can we flip the camera? Like I had a mixed response when it comes to, how many want to work in what directions, right? So, oh, you guys are awesome. You're already still doing it. Heck yeah. Thank you. And then it also asks you if you want to stay anonymous or not. So typically what I do is I will share people's responses and stories as we work through the series, right? And when I do that, but I will never do it without your permission first. And first things foremost, this is not really necessarily a mental health live. It ends up being that way, but it's a Boundaries for Success live, which I kind of still put under mental health. So at the beginning of every one of these, I have to make it known. My name is Ashley. I am not a professional. I am not a therapist or a licensed psychologist of any sort. Do not take any medical advice from me. I'm only sharing off of my experiences, and this is a safe space for you guys to come in, bounce ideas off of each other, and just have somewhere to kind of hang out. Gifts are always turned off when I do anything mental health, mainly because I teach boundaries with gifting and spending money. So anyways, I just have to say that. I appreciate you guys being in here. I had a couple categories: friendship, relationship with partners, work, family, social media, and other, as your choices of where you really want to work at it. Most of the time, people are going to realize that they thought they needed it here, but they really needed it here. Surprisingly, so far, y'all are kicking ass. Y'all are doing them as this updates as y'all do it. And I say that I have it on my TV so I can actually see. But you guys are doing this as we're like live right now. That's so cool. So a lot of majority of the responses said with family. That's a big one. I'll tell you my story shortly here in just a second. The next one was social media, which I figured was going to be a big one. We will probably do, this is looking like, I think it's about nine weeks that we'll do this certain particular series with. We'll probably spend 2 whole Tuesdays on social media. And then we had friendships, which I get, relationships with partner, work, and other. So tonight, I just kind of want to get to know you guys. I wish I could get those. You know, whenever it says somebody came in your live and they can go, I want to not get those. And I don't know how to not get those because it takes up the chat. You know what I mean? I also felt like the categories will tie into each other. Yes, they will. Absolutely. So the reason why I got into, also, if you're just new in here, hi. If you're new here and you're a silent watcher, and we're not friends, please just let me know who you are so I can add you so we can at least be friends. You watching is supporting, interacting is supporting. You don't have to, hey, your cat, Lexi, how are you? You don't have to interact. I do this for free. I've always incorporated mental health, and I started doing Boundaries about a year ago, solely because before the pandemic and before the father of my kids passed away, I didn't have any boundaries, so therefore I got ran over all the time. Look at you guys kicking ass. I get so excited because you guys are doing the survey as we talk, and this is so cool. I just learned how to do this today. But anyways, I did the survey. I see it. Thank you. Also, it says on here, it will ask you if you want to remain anonymous or if I can use your name. Because a lot of the times when we are, what is on my phone? How do I do the survey? It is, okay, wait, survey. So there's a survey in my bio. if you go to the link page, I don't know how to change it, but it says the little link thing. It says Drum Pretty Little Psycho Game. The second, once you open it, it's all my links, all my social medias. We started a YouTube channel. There's nothing on it right now. Hi, Amy. Hi, Katie. I don't have anything on it, but anything that comes from these type of lives are going to be uploaded to the YouTube. So if you don't mind subscribing, I would appreciate you guys. But there's a survey, and it says Survey for Boundaries. That is, for me, my eyes only. It's just your name, your username, your email, so that I can... And then some questions to kind of get to know you. And if you ever want to actually share your story that you've shared with me or answers, I want to know if you want to stay. I have to have your permission. I'll never share it without you guys asking or without you guys approving. I'm still not sure I feel comfortable to go. Well, hello. Let me get you. Deb, gotcha. You can do whatever. You guys are kicking ass. Y'all are doing it as we speak. I love y'all. Are awesome. I figured tonight, because I kind of made this last minute. So I figured tonight we just kind of get introductions done. If we're not following, if you're not following me, follow me. If I'm not following you, let me know who you are in the chat. If I miss it, I will get it when I get off this live. I tried doing it with the last big live we did, but it told me I was following too fast. I don't know what that means. So, oh my God, y'all are kicking asses. Y'all are like doing it like crazy. So, mainly, I'm going to do a poll too, because I can review these, but I'm going to review these offline. Yeah, it's looking like Still Family. Okay. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I don't want to do that one because it takes too long. I'm going to do the smiley face because those are fast. I'm going to do some polls. No, that's not. What is that? That's not what I did. That's not mine. What's the YouTube? It's Let's Overthink This Podcast YouTube. It's linked in my link page. What's up, Gloria? It's going to have everything to do that has to do with boundaries, mental health, pretty much any of my like platform stuff or these lives, because we can download the lives and I'll upload them to there. And I'm trying to get into, I'm old, but I was trying to get into YouTube. Y'all don't, I take a long time. All right, let's do, is it this one? Yeah, okay, we're gonna do a quick poll where you have to put the emojis. If you're a silent watcher, just do an emoji. You don't have to. So what we're gonna do is, if we go over, let's see. I want to see how to word this. All right. Smiley face. If you right now can identify where you need boundaries and the thing that is stopping you from having them with where you're writing to put in place. So smiley face, if you recognize what's stopping you from putting the whatever boundary you're wanting to learn or put into place, if you recognize it. Sad face, if you don't recognize it, we're still on the journey of trying to figure out why you can't put that in place. Okay. So smiley face emoji, if you do know what is stopping you from putting in boundaries in whatever category. Sad face, if you don't know, and we're on the journey of finding that out. Okay. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. Okay. You're awesome. Smiley face, if you do know what is stopping you from putting your boundaries in place. Sad face, if you don't know and you're on the journey of trying to figure out what that is. I'm super interactive, not necessarily always like here, but off screen, like with surveys or whatever. I like to do it as a group. So I say homework. Wait, mine are both. Perfect. That's okay. So happy face, if you do know what is some things that's stopping you from putting in your boundaries and stepping stones in place, and sad face if not. And what I'll have tonight, what we're going to do tonight, thank you guys. Oh my God, y'all are kicking ass. We got 23 responses. Let's go. Y'all are so awesome. Thank y'all. One thing I'm going to ask you guys tonight for next week, you don't have to do anything that I advise us to try. You feel me? Oh, that's pretty even. That's pretty even split. Okay, fair enough. You don't have to do anything I advise. You can hang out here. You can tell me to F off. You could just listen. You could do whatever. If you want to, it's just kind of a thing to work on. I will add my email. It's just let's overthink this podcast at gmail.com. But hi, not doing well today. Well, Heather, I hope you have a better evening. Love you lots. Hi, Amber. If you want to email me your responses, you're more than welcome to. I kind of see who's in here. I'll see who's on my top watch list so I can kind of reach out. But I'm going to have you, if you have a pen and paper, here, I'll do it with you. School's in session. So the one thing that I learned with boundaries within myself, can we message on? Yes, we can message. If we're friends on here, we can message. But let me add you. Okay. One-on-one sessions are different. Those are booked. Those are by appointment only. But I won't have those open until after next week, and I'll show you where you can do those. Okay, Heather, sounds good. All right, so I always have pen and paper. So my biggest thing is, before 3 years ago, I had no boundaries in place. Most of it was with relationships, right? So I was with Tyler for a little over a decade. Yes, that's another thing. Can you recommend any books and workbooks that would help? Right now, thank you for asking that. Right now, I'm working with a vendor to get there's a workbook that I want everyone to have. And based on who does this survey, I have your emails. That's it. I have your emails. If you do the survey in my bio, I'll have your email. I will email you from my Let's Overthink This podcast, right? Email, and then I can kind of reach out from there. And it's easier to work off screen because this is more of a general setting, right? And so I am working on adding the books that I've all used. Y'all know that I do the burn book, but that's for mental health. But there is one that's boundaries, and I'm trying to get a mass amount of them at once so I can we're working on it. I won't know until next week, but I'm trying to get them pretty much sponsored where I can ship them out to you guys for free to start working on. So I'll show you what it looks like or what it's called if you want to get it on your own, if you want to wait. But it's called Boundaries. And it's when to say yes, how to say no to take control of your life. It's on Amazon. It's got a little pink pencil. Hello, friend. Hi, Jennifer. And it's New York Times bestseller. It's a fucking phenomenal. And there's quite a few. So I'm learning how to add the books that I have read and that I have used to my what do you call it? My Amazon storefront, which I don't have linked yet because I'm slow and I'm new to this. Hi, love. Hi, guys. So I will link, if they will let me link books, I will link every book that I've ever read that's gotten me through anything, any workbooks that I've done. Even a phenomenal book that helped me with my social media, which is Expert Secrets, and it's the underground playbook for like social media. So it's pretty cool. Pretty much my goal here is like, I'm not a professional. I'm not a therapist. Back when I did mental health lives, when I was just your average mom, those were more tailored to grief and understanding grief and putting in place boundaries within grief. I worked with a lot of widows back then. It was more personal because I worked one-on-one with over 11,000 individuals. I can't do that anymore because it took over my life, and I have to put boundaries in place for myself, but I still wanted to offer. I took 9 months off, and everyone kept asking me if I was going to bring them back. I decided I wasn't going to bring the actual mental health grief sessions back. I don't mind if we talk about it, but I felt after watching this year on social media, which is really kind of sitting back and just studying how this app works, I felt like boundaries was the biggest thing that people seem to not take seriously or put in place. You feel me? So, and I didn't with anything, with family, with friends, with men, with work. I was a people pleaser, and I stopped being a people pleaser and started living for myself. I have another book I want to send. So I'll let anyone that's done if you guys have done this, 25, I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. The survey in my bio, if you do it, and then I have your contact list. As soon as I get approval or find out if I can get the workbooks, hold off on buying anything because I might be able to get some so I can send you guys some for free. So we'll work that magic. You know what I mean? So what I noticed with mainly what brought me in here was my boundaries within this app, right? So and I'm not going to really discuss it because we did the other day. Ayo, hi Bustin' Jay. And I needed to put boundaries in place because I had absolutely none. With that, it came, everyone had access to me. I ran myself until I was drained. I was used by a lot of people. I was financially, hold on, my kids are, I think they wrangled a monkey. Hold on. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. They're trying so hard right now. The remote. Okay, sorry guys. Hi guys. So I didn't have any boundaries in place. So I started doing that, and it really started with creators. Then it started with some followers, and then it kind of branched from there. I speak on my experiences only. I don't speak on anyone else that I've spoken to or their stories. Your mom is like facts. And I'm not gonna lie, putting boundaries in place, like actually putting the foundation into boundaries, and whatever it is. Like mine was like my relationship, right? After Tyler died, I didn't know what I wanted. I thought I wanted to date, didn't want to date, but I let people run over me, and it was hard because it makes you push yourself outside of that comfortability zone, and nobody wants to do that. So one thing that I've learned is most people that don't have boundaries in place, like say we'll talk about relationships, right? So you're in a relationship with someone and you constantly call your bestie and you're constantly complaining about this person, or this person's not, him or her is not treating you well, whatever the case may be. 9 times out of 10, if you don't have boundaries in place, you're making excuses for them every time, right? Oh no, bad behaviors, whatever the case may be. So like back then for me, I would let that stuff roll over. As in, like, if I got talked to in a way that I didn't like it, I just let it slide. You know what I mean? I let it slide because I really like this person. I'm getting older. Like, nobody's going to be with me. Like, it's okay, you know, whatever. And it was like, what? Why are we doing that? And so I did that for the one person that I got into a serious relationship after Tyler passed, which was probably my biggest life lesson, even more than Tyler passing. And with that, I learned everything that I was not supposed to do in relationships, to have boundaries in place. So now, if you were going into a relationship, like beforehand, I'm like, oh yeah. So I noticed something last night. So like, and I'm going to use this as an example because we were all in Cowboy Cody's boxes because he was doing like speed dating or something, or blindfold dating. And I don't know anybody of the ladies that were in the box. They were all sweet. But you can tell some of the questions of like, are you good with this? Are you good with that? I can see it in myself. If I were those people, I would answer those questions because I was in fear of them not liking me, giving them the wrong answer. Does that make sense? I don't know how to do it calmly, aggressive. I do this. Yeah, facts. So like, if like I like fishing, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be out there till like 7 a.m. Okay, I did that once. But, or are you, like if someone asks you, are you open to being in an open relationship? And it's like, you're really not, but you can tell that they are. So you're like, yeah, I could be into that. And you're like, in the back of your head, you're like, no, the fuck I'm not. And it's like those right there, that is you not having a boundary ever. And with that, you pretty much just give the signal to the person that you're with that they can do basically whatever the fuck they want. And that, once you get, thanks guys, y'all are doing these responses like crazy. And once you start doing that and you give them, I don't like saying the power, but when they recognize that within you, you've lost every ounce and you have to really work back. Like you have to work hard to get back to a point of actually being taken serious and saying, this is it. So like now, if I date, right, I'm very open. There's seven kinds of boundaries, but there's non-negotiable boundaries, and those are like the very first, like I set 3 that are like mine. I'm a hot mess, so am I. And when you start putting boundaries in place, life can get really lonely. That's one thing that I did know, and it was hard. Being lonely is fucking hard. Thank you guys. Y'all guys are fucking awesome. 20K, y'all are, thank you so much, guys. Literally, thank y'all so much. It was hard. Like, you know, being a people pleaser, you're around everybody. You're doing everything that everyone wants. You know what I mean? But you were draining yourself dry. Laid down going, yes, that's what I like. No, you're good. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. And it's really hard. So like now if I date, there's a few things that are like off the table for me. And it's one of them is I don't mind. Absolutely. We're here to help each other. I don't drink, right? Tyler's an alcoholic. He made drinking awful. And with that came abuse, and I had to stay away from it. Like it drug the shit out of all of my life. And so now if I date someone, I can't stand people who get sloshed and then they speak their truth when they're sober. It's like a PTSD trigger for me. That's not on them. So my boundary for that situation is, I don't care if you drink. We can have a couple glasses of wine, right? But if you're going to go out, hang out, do whatever, please go have fun, be safe. But if you are hammered, talk to me tomorrow. Most people are going to be like, oh, great, they're already mad. That's because there's so many people in this world that don't have healthy communication skills. It looks like you're setting them up for failure and you're really not. And it's hard for people to actually process that. So that's why you always have to have good communication with setting boundaries. And I'm very vocal about mine. So if you want to go get hammered, go for it. Hi, guys. But talk to me tomorrow, because I know more than likely I'm going to be irritated with you when you call me. Go have fun and be safe. But I'm going to be irritated with you when you call me, which is then going to put the stigma in my head that I don't like you no more. And then it's going to be like, trigger. And then the PTSD from being abused constantly, from him, it will come back. And that's not your problem, that's mine. But that's my own deal. So I put that in place. I can handle people drinking. That's good. As long as, everyone has their own, but that's mine. No, you're good. You're good, guys. We're just kind of hanging out. But that's one of mine. Like, I don't pass it. I don't, that's a no-go. Secondly, lying is a second one, which that seems pretty basic. I hate saying that, but there's a lot of people that lie in this world. Yep, Insta ink. Can I find ink stems? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what LMG means. Oh, I can't. Oh. Yo, I'm really bad with acronyms too. Okay, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. I used to be a bartender. I used to be sloshed all the time. Me and Tyler did. We were both drug addicts. We fell in love on drugs, and then I got sober, and then we weren't in love. We were, because we had kids, but we weren't. You know what I mean? When you fall in love on drugs and then you get sober, it's like a totally different life. But I never knew how bad I hated drinking until he passed away. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. So, and then the second one is lying. Like, that's one of my core things. I was never an honest person. Beaver Stuffer, how are you? I was a liar. I was a drug addict for a long time. I manipulated people to get what I wanted. And that was a horrible version of myself. But right before Tyler passed, and I kind of started working on myself, but then when he passed, I decided to become like the most honest version of myself, which was really fucking hard. I had to make amends with things that I probably didn't think I would ever do. I had to admit to things that were fucking shitty that I buried down inside. But once I did that, I became this like open book, especially because I have a platform and I was very interactive with them. The last thing I want to do is, I don't have to tell you everything in my life, but my following knows I'm a pending felon, that I'm on felony probation, that my, baby daddy passed from drug use, that I used to be a drug addict, like that I've dealt with CPS when Paisley was really little. Like, my following knows my entire life, right? Because my life was streamed kind of since he passed. And I'm okay with that because I don't have anything to hide. And it's not that I have to hide anything, or people should stay private. But my story at the time helped people, right? Yes, absolutely. Lying and drinking. Let me go back because I don't want to miss I'm really bad and I want to stay with this. I hate being lonely, but I don't have any friends either, and I can't stand liars. Actually, I'm going to be there with you. I can't stand being alone either. It's really hard, Megan. Friend-wise, I have like 2 that I've been friends with for over 15 years. They both have babies and they're married, and we talk every couple of weeks. And then I have like all my people on here. But with my friends on here, who I love everyone in the community here, I also had to put a boundary in place starting this year, which was limiting my time on my phone, I should say. My husband and I did addiction together, and we were doing that's fucking awesome. Let's go. I love that, Country Bumpkin. That's awesome. Lying and drinking are big issues for me. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why, and I'm like, I'm all over the place. I'm ADHD. I don't know. I've felt depressed. You guys have been there. I've had manic episodes on live. I knew when I took time off at the end of December, I was like, we're bringing this back. This involves me being really focused, which is really fucking hard for me. But I'm very vulnerable, very open, and I want you guys to be able to feel the same. That's why I do provide the chat that I have. It's a safe space. I don't go, if your stories are told in here, I don't go tell the world about your stories, okay? Or at all. Like, I want people to feel okay to be in here and speak and give their opinion. I don't care if it could be something you don't like about me. Like, as long as you're not being disrespectful, I want you to be honest. Like, literally. I want people to feel like they have a place to go. As well as, my DMs aren't necessarily open. If you filled out the survey, I have your email address so we can do like updates. Guys, we're 28 with y'all are freaking awesome. Let's go. 28 of you guys did this. See, I'll have to review all of these whenever I get off. But I'll have your email address from the survey. What's up, Caleb? And so then I can interact through email that way. I won't be fully open like I was before with giving myself access, but I feel like I was given time from people who taught me the things I know now when their life was busy too, and it absolutely saved my life, that I can draw a line where I'm giving you guys something, and as long as you guys say it's being productive, then I'm here for it. You feel me? Being a people pleaser is my problem, and with my mom having cancer, it's hard. Oh, I'm so sorry, love. That's terrible. I'm sorry, Amber. Let me get you. I got you, girl. I'm so sorry. That is hard. Sickness is hard. Very hard. Especially once it goes into debt, like not saying that with you, but like for me, being a people pleaser and dealing with grief is awful, because the amount of people that just like suck you dry is crazy, absolutely crazy. So, but with saying that, if y'all don't mind interacting, in the chat, just put, I'm a screen, because the comments don't come with the download, so I'm going to screen record y'all's answers. It doesn't go anywhere. I'm not posting it or anything. I don't post the chat to my YouTube. It's just so I can look back at it and write some things down. Please write down. Okay. Please comment what you're struggling with the worst, where you feel like you need the most, or what you're whether it's mental health, boundaries, doesn't matter what it is. What are you struggling with right now the most? Just drop it in the chat. Let's see here. Eric, I'm so sorry. I almost ended in that same way. Definitely hard being alone for years my age. I don't even want to try to be. I'm not even gonna lie with you. I feel that. Tammy. I feel that. Thank you for boundaries, mental health. Okay, I know mental health is really broad. I want you to break it down. Don't say mental health. That's a very opening, right? I want you to tell me what specifically fucks with you, right? I'm sorry, I'm very blunt. Like, what is it? Is it your inability to love yourself, your inability to see that you are beautiful, your your relationship with your mom, whatever, the relationship with this fucking app, your relationship with the creators on this app, because we're very suctioned in on this app. I just whatever, because I'm recording it just so I can take notes later for next week. Body dysmorphia, that's a good one. That's a really good one. It's kind of like me. Like right now I see myself and my nose is straight as shit, but you guys see me opposite, which I can't. It's like when I watching my recording the other day, I was like, oh my God, my nose is so broken. I hate it. I have to find myself trying to sit at others' tables, and that's what I'm talking about, Christy. Let me see. I have found myself trying to sit at others' tables. In 23, I've decided I will make my own table. Fuck yes. It will be a lonely ride for a minute, but I promise you it's totally worth it. Being okay with putting my needs first. That's a big one. Putting people, I have a fuckload of people pleasers. I already know that. Oh, we're at 29 responses. Let's go. You guys are freaking awesome. That is so awesome. I love y'all. It's really putting yourself first and actually not feeling bad for saying no. That's like the number one thing I get across the board from everybody. Keeping the boundaries that I have set in my relationship. I love that, Ange. Thank you for doing that. I saw you were one of the first people that did my survey. Thank you. Mental health for my daughter. Mental health, like as in your mental health dealing with your daughter, or your daughter's mental health? Boundaries with my mom. Girl, we're going to be close. Michaela, because I got my own issues with that too. I need help with everything, it seems. That's fine. We'll talk about it. It's really broad in here. I just kind of want to get a feel for people. My mother. God, we got a lot of moms too. Body dysmorphia. Myself. Trust issues. I feel that completely. Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling up, guys. Sorry, I just want to read these. Self-esteem. Pretty much just starting out on my journey. Okay, all right. I like that. We can work. Yeah, okay. My family, we don't have a relationship because I'm a people pleaser and I feel that one. Okay, I have codependency issues, bad, and trauma bond. Codependency will be a big conversation piece in this series. Saying no when it doesn't serve me, and also learning what brings me joy. I love that. I found out, because, whenever I started putting boundaries in place, I didn't even know what the fuck I liked anymore. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, Scott, trust issues, facts. That will be another big one we're talking about. Like when I stopped helping everyone else, and I still do to this day, but I mean, like, the ones that suck me dry. I like sat there. I'm not even gonna lie. I was crying. I was by myself because I'm here with my kids. Like it's been a pandemic, and I was like, my mom took my kids one night. And she's like, "What are you gonna do tonight?" And I was like, "Nothing." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, I don't know. She's like, "Well, what are you gonna do for fun?" I was like, "Fuck, I don't know. I have my kids 24/7," and it really made me sad because I was like, "What do I like doing?" I don't know. You know why? Because I've been people pleasing for the last 15 years of my life. So therefore, I wasn't doing anything I like doing. So I have no fucking clue. So doing that journey and finding out again or new what you like doing is fucking phenomenal. So I love that for you. Trust issues for sure. Myself, I feel that. Learning the flashbacks I have are real. Okay. We've got a lot of mom-daughter relationships. Also, oh fuck. Hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. I didn't realize there was that many comments on my head. Okay, let me go back up. So sorry. I try to get them all. Giving myself time and not provider. Facts. That's a good one. Giving myself time to be me and not just a wife, mother, and provider. You got to love yourself first because you can't fully love someone else if you don't love yourself. And that's a big thing with parents, especially moms. We're kind of raised at this thing that once our kids are born, they're everything. Of course, they're everything. They're a little off-breed shitheads. You know what I mean? But when we're constantly going and we don't put ourselves first, then what are we? We're just a machine at that point. Saying no trauma abuse issues. Okay. Definitely boundaries with my mom. God, we got a lot of mom stuff going on. We're all friends in here. Yeah, okay, mothers. Okay, let me write that down. Moms. That'd be a big one. Anxiety, panic attacks, sons, mental health, people. Okay. Recovery. Add the mommy issues too. We ain't got no daddy issues in here. We got all mommy issues. But that happens. Typically, it's because we're raised by our moms. Like I always felt like my friends, when I was growing up, my girlfriends, they had that fun relationship with their mom. I never had that. Okay, Daisy Girl, very disorganized in both home work and which makes my mental state disorganized. I feel that to my core because this is my safe space, right? Like this is my room. This is like where I stream. I have a whole fucking house, but we're here. And it became my safe space after Tyler died. And whenever I when I lost insurance and I had to get off my ADHD, all my medications, my Adderall kept my mind like I could keep I was always on schedule. When that happened, my life went up in like fucking nuts. I can't, it's hard as shit. And learning natural things to do because I don't have medication anymore and I haven't for over a year, is really hard. And one thing I did notice was that if my shit is out of order, I'll sit and wallow for like 3 days, but then I have to get myself, and that's one of the videos I posted this morning was like morning routines. Morning routines are massive for people that have ADHD or just people that hate mornings. Getting in the same routine every morning makes a massive difference in your day. Like it makes you productive. You think it wouldn't, but it does. My biggest problem is laundry. I said I was going to do my laundry earlier when I got offline, and I'm looking at it over there on the floor, just kind of on the side. So that's when I get off here. I've set, okay, I'm going to do this much. I'm going to do 2 loads. We're going to put it up. We'll look at it tomorrow, right? So when I start cleaning my space up, but it's so overwhelming. Like sometimes when people, especially me with grief, I let things go for so long that it piled up, almost like a hoarder, right? And it's just gross everywhere. Like my kitchen was gross. Like I would just look at it and walk by and I felt just numb and I didn't do anything about it. And it looks like so much shit, you go overwhelmed and you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. So I learned with time that I did a focal point and I worked in segments, right? So like like my room, I would say I make my bed. So I'd get started, whatever, I'd get distracted, then I'd always come back to the bed. So it's like doing it in little sections and not over putting goals in place, but like not overdoing it. Because if you overdo it from the get-go, you won't ever do it again. Like myself, saying no, taking care of my mental health first. I love that. And throws a fit. She's unrealistic. Michaela, I feel that. Or like when you start putting boundaries in place with your mom, but they're not used to that because they grew up at a different age. Empathetic with people that are friends. Okay. You are empathetic. Half Dressed Lady, you are empathetic and you want to work on maybe like bringing that back a little bit, or you want to work on becoming empathetic with them. I'm a caregiver for my mom who has cancer, and oh my God, I'm so sorry, love. Amber, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Codependency with drug-addicted spouse and boundaries. Amy, that's a good one. Write that one down, because that one's really hard. And it's draining, honestly. It's draining. Sorry, let me write this down. That was probably my hardest years with Tyler, was when I was sober and he wasn't. He tried like hell, but it was very hard. Okay, let's look. I have 2 friends. Erica, same. It's okay. Okay, let's see. Overwhelm and procrastination. Procrastination is terrible, and I'm the few people that hang with me in my lives all the time know me. And they know, they're like, did you do what you said you were going to do? And I'll avoid the question, then they know I didn't. Thank you, guys. We've done 29 surveys. If you haven't done the survey in my bio, in my link page, it involves these lives. Please go do so. Then it helps me out. I'm watching them as they come in. I have become such a procrastinator since I got disabled. It's overwhelming now. I think that's one of the biggest issues, too, was putting boundaries in place on myself. Because I got, like, not lazy, but I got comfortable, right? And I was okay, but then it took my kids being like, Mom, what the fuck is, they didn't say it like that, but they're like, what's going on in here? Like, what, this is not our house, you know what I mean? It's like when I would lay in bed depressed for like 4 days, and you just feel gross, but if you get the energy, just go straight to the shower and wash your hair. For a girl, I don't know about a guy, but I would wash my hair. And the moment I did that, it's like instantly, I was a different person. It was crazy. Or go outside if it's nice. Like, just get some sun on your face. Yes, break it down. Little sections is perfect. I do when I feel it. Absolutely, yeah. Instead of a to-do list, make a I've done this today list. That's what I've done. Oh, I love that. That is amazing. I love that. That's awesome. Instead of making a to-do list, make a I've done this today list. Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's celebrate those. That is so freaking awesome. I love that. I love that. I was the same way with my daughter. Started taking things away. Yeah, and it's hard too with me. It's my kids. Oh, Heather, hi, babe. My kids don't help, so I get overwhelmed just picking up after them. It's easier. So I will say this with parenting, right? Because I see this a lot. I haven't done that today. I have COVID right now, and I'm in isolation in my room and horrified. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible for people that have COVID and are like, you can't leave or do anything. You can't do nothing. It sucks ass. I love that idea. I've done today. I do. Yeah, you don't have to do it now. You don't have to do a survey now. You can do it at any time. If you have never done one, just do it. So it's for me to have your contact info, me to know if you ever share anything with me, if it's okay to share, whatever it is in this live stream. It's just permissions and what you want out of this. But they fight me so bad. Facts. Heather, that's an absolute fact. Absolute fact. They fight so hard. And they try, like they push, like my son's like a people pleaser. Okay, my son's like, I think he's gifted, but then it's hard too because I have one child who's like follows the rules, and then I have one child who's a wild child, but she was most affected by Tyler's death, and knowing where to put the boundaries in place with her has been my biggest 30, thanks guys, probably my biggest battle that I have yet to conquer. I don't even have an answer for you on that one because I have no idea. I don't know. She's my biggest mystery. She's my biggest, she's hard, and it's not her. It's just, I guess sad to say this, but mending a relationship with an 8-year-old when I shouldn't even have to say those words. You know what I mean? Like, I can't heal a part of her, and she doesn't want to talk about it. So it's just, and we do this all the time. My husband taking care of my 2-year-old. Okay, I feel that. I have a lot of friends that are like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, and see, the thing is too, is I've never known what that's like. Any man that I've ever been with sucked. Not that, rest in peace, Tyler, but like when it came to he was great with kids, but fuck, the house was destroyed. Do you know what I mean? Lately, I feel like I'm just here unnoticed and don't even care. Just a feeling. Scotty, I love you. I feel that. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do a poll with that. I keep my emotions to myself and I need to stop that. Yes, you do, because it can be very detrimental. I did that for a long time. Okay, we're going to do a quick poll. No, start a new poll. Okay. Did it start? Okay, smiley face. If you feel this app has made you feel more involved and wanted, or sad face if at the end of the day you feel alone still. Even if because every one of us are very involved in this app. I can already tell you that. So happy face if this app you feel like gave you satisfaction and has brought you close to people and you're satisfied when you get off and you don't feel alone anymore, right? Even when you're off the app because of the app. Sad face if you still feel sad when you get off this app, whether it's scrolling lives, doesn't matter. I think it's going to be a pretty good split. And if I could vote, it would be the sad face. Most definitely. And I'll explain why. Look at that. That's good. I like that. That's a good poll. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's going to be about the splits. So what I noticed with this app is like, this was a godsend for a lot of us, especially if we had kids. You know what I mean? So let's go, Brandy, with the subscription. Let's go. Thank you. That's my subscription dance. Thank you. That one thing I found with this app was like, it saved a lot of us, right? So the pandemic happened. This was like a kids app or teenage app. All the adults came in, the parents were stuck at home with all our kids and were like, fuck you guys. And we took this app over. We did. We took it over and we dominated it, and it's now our app. With that, I think a lot of us got suctioned into this internet world, which majority of us actually made friends. Some have met each other in person. Some talk on FaceTime every day. I only have 2 friends physically that I've had my entire life. Here, I have met so many people that I'm actually friends with, and I don't talk to on a daily basis, but I talk to quite a bit. But there were a lot of situations before I met kind of my core people now through those days, that I felt like I was in. It was kind of back when I was a huge gifter, and I wasn't really going live, but I felt involved, like I was like a part of something, right? Like, and I'm not using that to talk about that right now, but that was my experience. That's why I do what I do now with this. I was always a part of this thing, and we were cool. We were always in the chat. The live ends. What happens? They're gone. Okay. And then I was fucking sad and depressed. So I was like, this sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this sucks. And that was way before I met probably any of you. And it was rough. It was a real realization for me. I have tried to unalive myself twice. One of those times was that time. I was in the middle of a really bad depressive state. I was really interactive in a chat. Nothing against any of them. Like, it's not their fault. We were chatting, have a great time, fine. But the live ended. And my kids were at my mom's, and my kids are never gone. And it was silent in my house. And this app is giving you purpose, and we need that more. I love you, Kendra. Y'all, a Blonde's best friend is one of the 2 best friends that I've had for 15 years in my life. She's absolutely amazing. Her and Sasha have been with me through absolutely everything. They didn't understand my social media needs or what I was doing until they joined. But that means the world that you said that, Kendra. Thank you. Especially when a lot of them text and stuff, and I'm just stuck like, yeah. Facts. Absolutely, Kev. Here's the thing, too. I don't expect, like, if you open yourself up, you can't expect everyone to have everyone's phone number. Because then it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? But you do feel like you're a part of something. And I will say I'm a part of that, too. I've been there with you, man. Where, like, you're a part of this room chat, but they're all, like, friends. We look, oh, I love you, Allison. Is that you feel when you're alone is normal. We can all feel that. Facts. It's a gift to feel a part of something. I think mostly everybody does, Scotty. Hi, Caleb. Like, literally everybody. That's kind of where I was at for a long time. And it wasn't that I needed to be a part of something. It was just exciting. But then I realized, because this doesn't, like, this app, like, going live, it's just to be 18 or older. So you're seeing groups of people who are, like, anywhere from, like, 22 to 65. And you've got all ranges from all over, right? In boxes or whatever the case may be. And it's so broad. And I have met people all over the world on this app that I talk to. And it's like, it was cool. It was different. But what you do notice is y'all have a general conception of how y'all got met together. But there's always going to be some that have more in common. And, like, back when I first started, all the people I was, like, gifting, like, for the most part, they're all younger, like Dawson, all y'all, they're younger than me. They're 24. I'm 34, right? And they're funny to watch. But I understood that I was an adult. My oldest son is 20. So it's like, that's not my cup of tea. But it was funny in the chat. You feel me? So it's like, I had to understand, like, this, that I'm not a part of that group. You're not going to catch me in 6-inch heels in New York City going to the club, right? I go to sleep at 8:30. Not all the time, but majority, right? Hi, Bridget, how are you? That check on me more than my family. Facts, Nikki, and you do have that. Absolutely. My family never checks on me. But people do on here, for sure. Absolutely. I agree with that. Actually, some of my mods that I absolutely adore, if they don't hear from me, then they kind of just, they'll call me and be like, excuse me, hello, where are you? How's it? How are you, love? Thank y'all for doing. Oh my god, we got 33 responses. I get to review all of these whenever I get off here. So that's kind of like where I started doing what I do now, because it's not really a bad thing. It's, we get so engrossed in this, but what made me really put a stop this past year, put a boundary in place for myself with social media, was that I cut my entire real life off for this app. And what I mean by that is like me, Kendra, me and Sasha, after Tyler died, talked every day on FaceTime, right? That was my person. We talked every day on FaceTime. Then I went through a really shitty, if I can disappear for 24 hours, need to get any facts. I went through a really shitty relationship that I tried after Tyler. It was very controlling. She hated that guy. She was very honest about it. I didn't listen to her. But at that time, I had my platform. And we're kind of just talking, just getting to know each other on stuff. Smitten Kitten, if you have not, there's a survey, guys. If you're new in here, there's a survey in my bio, in the link tree. It says Survey for Boundaries. Go fill that out for me, please. It's just so I can have your email address and kind of what you want out of this boundary series. The real session kind of like starts next Tuesday. We've written some stuff down to tailor what we're going to do next week. But I walked away from, it took my best friend, who, mind you, me and Sasha, and I'll use her as an example. We have never fought in the 13 years we've been friends. Not one fucking fight. We've been roommates. We've gone through everything. Not one fight, right? Never fought with her. It took her almost ending her relationship with me because of my relationship with this app for me to realize that I had gone too far. That I had my entire life had engrossed into this app. And it was an addiction in itself, right? Not just the app, like the content or the life. Like, I was more engrossed in other people's lives. Like, this app has a really bad problem of someone's problem becomes like a community problem. It's not the deal. You know what I mean? Like, that's okay. And a lot of people do things for views. But, you know what I mean? Like, if you mess with someone in my pack, we're going to fuck you up. But it's like, it's, in real life, like, is that person, no offense, like, it's nothing against them, but is that person going to drive to you? Because, like, Sasha and Kendra would drive across the country if I needed help. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, it's just learning your boundaries with this. So like now going into 2023, I took 3 weeks off at the end. But to finish that story, Sasha was like, I can't fuck with you no more. She was pregnant with her second kid. I wasn't there for the pregnancy very much. I missed some things and I was being an asshole and I didn't want to apologize. And Kendra was like our middleman. And I went to her baby shower, and thank God I did, because I think that was her saving grace, and I walked away from battling back in mid last year, or third quarter of last year, when she was going to have her baby. And that was like my moment, and it was like, I don't take any of these people home with me. I'm staring at my phone all day. I am involved in drama that literally, if I just delete the app, the drama goes with it. You see what I'm saying? I'm a big believer in if you have an issue, and like, it's like even with Reddit, right? Like if you're all over Reddit, whatever the case may be, or if you have internet trolls, or people are attacking your page, this app shouldn't mean more to you than your own mental health. And if that means like walking away from this app, I pray to God that you choose walking away, because when you delete this app, every problem that you got with it goes away, gone, it doesn't even exist anymore. And that's a real realization that it took me a minute to understand, was like all these, like, did you hear this? Like, oh my God, so-and-so user 2666533 said she don't brush her hair and she's an asshole. Like, and then this person sleeping with this person. Oh, we got the screenshots of this. You know what I mean? Like, people watching other people for long periods of time, not because they like them, just so they could go talk shit about them. That's not healthy. That's like worse than the addiction part of this app being addictive. Like, as in like the videos being so short and up and down. It's not normal for your brain to be happy for 30 seconds and down. Someone's addiction to watching anybody for the sole purpose of being ugly, that's not healthy. And it's weird. You know what I mean? Like, that's weird. There's always gonna be internet trolls, don't get me wrong. But that obsession is gross. But the problem is this is social media. So nowadays you can't tell if the person that's being attacked or the people attacking are doing it for views, if they're correlating together, because I promise you there's plenty that do that. some that have accepted, yeah, fuck yeah, any like recognition is good, any publicity is good publicity or some shit like that kind of thing. And then you have the people, that's why I don't touch on it very much, that are like, they have to have an opinion about what someone else is doing. And like, okay, so I'll use this for an example. I was on Reddit the other day, right before I had this big live the other day, and because the night before I was in Facebox. I hardly ever get in Facebox, guys. Me and Face are cordial, but we have our own platforms to run, if we see each other in passing. And I don't really have fun like hanging with people in boxes I don't really get to. Yeah, I call that facts. And I was having a good night by myself, and I was over there, and KB was in there, and I think Greg was in there, and some people I didn't know was in there, and I was feeling myself. It was busy, and I got in the box, and I was in my own world having fun. There was like 7 conversations going on, and I was just happy to be around people. And it was whatever, it's fine, whatever. Bleh. And, and then they fell asleep, and me and Greg were like, we're out, you know what I mean? And then a couple of my mods were like, oh, you're on Reddit again. And I was like, what? Why? And they're like, because you're on Facebox, and they say you support Faith. What I did not, and here's the thing, and this is why I'm using it, because I was a part of it. I did not know prior, right? I did not know right before I went that live that anything happened between her and another creator. You know why? Because I don't fucking care. It's not my business. Whether I don't even know the person, Britton, I think. I don't know him. I've never battled him. I don't know him personally. We're not friends on the app. So because there's a screenshot of me in the corner in this box and she's talking to him in the chat, I don't know who the fuck that is. So I had no idea. And it's like, what? And then it's like, I had several people say, I no longer will support you because we got the screenshot of you in that person's box. And I was like, okay, fuck off. That's how I feel about that. Because like, I literally did not know. I did not know that something happened prior. Why? Because it's not my fucking business to know. Mama was feeling good because I don't ever have time to do that. Ever. Literally, guys. Like, we had the launch going on, Hey, Foy. I never get to do anything. I'm on such a strict thing, and I was fucking, Tito's might have been involved, but like, it was fun. And there's boxes, I was like, fuck it, I never go in other boxes. And this kid over here, I didn't even know him, and there's some trucker guy that we didn't even know them, and he was like, it was tripping out, and like, there was so much going on. And I'm using this as an example because it's like, that situation is a reason why I teach boundaries and why I put boundaries in place with social media for myself. Hey, Michelle, because people like that, I don't care what anyone's concept of someone else is doing, right? Because for me, if I don't like how you're moving, I don't fuck with you. Simple as that. See ya, bye. Like, that's literally it. I've never been in cancel culture. I've never been in this world of I'm going to expose anyone, because believe me, if I wanted to, it'd be insane. But why? What does that do for me? Nothing. Does nothing. That does not do anything for my mental health. Now, old Ashley, the Ashley that lied and did drugs way before I had a platform. Oh, I loved that Ashley. That Ashley was on point. Like, let's fucking go. I am 34 years old. No, thank you. And thank you. Y'all ruined my night. The one night I got. Cancel Jayfoy.